Hello, friends! We've talked a lot about how entire civilizations have changed the planet's landscape. But today I'll tell you a story that proves that one person, armed with nothing but a dream and determination, can accomplish as much as legions of builders. This is the story of Brandon Grimshaw, a true 21st century Robinson Crusoe who bought an abandoned island and turned it into a paradise, giving up millions of dollars in favor of preserving nature. Escape from the concrete jungle. 1962. Brandon Grimshaw is in his late 30s. He's a successful newspaper editor living in bustling London. He has everything a successful society dictates: a career, money, and prospects. But inside, he feels empty. Brandon feels like life is passing him by, amid endless deadlines and the gray fog of Britain. He takes a vacation and heads to the Seychelles. Back then, they weren't yet a billionaire's paradise. They were wild, abandoned islands. There, he discovers Million Island, just 9 hectares of land overgrown with weeds and littered with trash. The price tag? $13,000. Almost his entire savings. First steps on uninhabited land. When Brandon finally settled on Million in 1973, the island was in a sorry state. There were no birds, no shade, only impenetrable bushes and rats. The locals laughed at him, calling him crazy. But Brandon found an assistant, a local named René Lafontaine. Together, they began the titanic task. They had no excavators or Roman technology, only machetes, shovels, and faith. "16,000 trees and the return of life." Brandon understood. For the island to thrive, it needed trees. Over 40 years, he planted more than 16,000 trees himself. Coconut palms, mango trees, mahogany. He carried water in buckets during droughts. And then a miracle happened. Birds began to flock to the island. First a few, then hundreds. Brandon began feeding them, and soon Million became the most bird-dense island in the Seychelles. The return of the giants. But Brandon's greatest love was giant land tortoises. On the main archipelago, they were on the verge of extinction. Grimshaw began bringing them to his island, treating them and breeding them. He gave each tortoise a number and a name. Soon, hundreds of these majestic creatures, some over 100 years old, roamed his garden. They became his family. Temptation and loyalty. In the 1990s, the Seychelles became a tourist paradise. Land prices skyrocketed. Saudi Arabian princes came to Brandon. They offered him $50 million for his small island. He could have returned to London and lived the rest of his life in unimaginable luxury. But Brandon refused. "I don't want a hotel built here. I want turtles to live here," he said. In 2008, he achieved the impossible. His private island was declared a national park. It's the smallest of the world, but protected by law and monetary. Brandon Grimshaw passed away in 2012. His gravestone on the island reads, "Moyenne taught him to see the beauty around him and to thank God for it. He didn't build aqueducts or pave roads for legions, but he proved that one man can right the wrongs of all humanity if he has love for his home in his heart." Thanks for watching to the end. May this story inspire you to achieve your own small or big feats. See you in the next episode.